Hi, and welcome to my segment, Home Alone with Adam Yeager. Just to give you a fun fact about me, I am a writer. I love to write movies and plays, and if anybody knows me, they know when I talk about movies, I talk about the writing more than anything else. And so I decided that I would do my ranking of the Halloween franchise. A lot of it's based on the writing of it, but also a lot of it is based off of being a horror movie lover myself. So, this is my ranking of the Halloween franchise. Before we begin, I just wanted to point out to everyone that this is just my opinion on the franchise. I am no expert when it comes to these movies, and I'm not going to be making these movies in the future, so you have nothing to worry about if you don't agree with me. If you like this video, please comment down below. Subscribe to my channel because I would love to make more videos about this. Again, this is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt, and let's begin. Let's start with the last movie on this list. Number 12, Halloween Resurrection. Okay, we all knew this would be the last one. I'm pretty sure this is the last movie on a lot of people's listing. Sorry for the ones that really love this movie. I just didn't care for it. It's just sloppy writing. I think the best part is the opening, but even then it's still sloppy because isn't Laurie and Michael in this universe brother and sister, and then they're kissing, and then what? Number 11, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's version. You know, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 had potential. I mean, not many people like the open-faced mask concept, but, it had potential. The death scenes did. I think it's just the way it ended. You want to end your movie on a way that people will talk about it in a good sense, rather than a bad sense, and this was just horribly bad. I remember watching it the first time when I was younger and being like, okay, this is good. I watched it recently thinking that it was still amazing. But it ends so bad. It's just, that's an approach, and I would never take that approach ever again. Number 10, Halloween 6. Paul Rudd is probably the best part of the movie. I think he's the best part of a lot of movies. That's why a lot of his movies are good. It's because of Paul Rudd. But I will say that this movie was just bad. I think there was one death scene that I remember, the lady with the glasses, that was good. But in the end of it, then they started the Cult of Thorns. I'm not a big fan of that storyline. Sorry if you are, but I am definitely not. And to end, again, it's just like Rob Zombie 2. To end on that kind of note was that's cringy. It was just bad. It was just a bad ending. Number 9, Halloween 3. I know for some people it's a good movie. It is not a bad movie. But you can't deny that the Halloween movies are successful because of Michael Myers. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Because every movie that we've seen, who do we talk about the most? Michael Myers. And as much as Halloween 3 is not a bad movie, and I can see why they wanted to go in that direction, it's just, it's kind of getting a cult following now, but it still isn't something that I hear about. And it's not something, I sometimes forget about that movie, and then I rewatch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this exists. So I'm just gonna say it's number 9 because it's just not Michael Myers, but it's better than the previous 3 movies that I said. So at least it's a little bit up there. Number 8, Halloween 2, the 1981's version. This was, for most of us, the sequel that we loved to the franchise. It had a lot of flaws, and clearly even John Carpenter didn't really want to make it, and so, I put that lower because, now we have our new movies out, but it was still one of those that I enjoyed watching every year before we got the new movies, so at least we got them. Number 7, Rob Zombie's Halloween. Yes, this one, I would say, a lot of people just didn't like the Rob Zombie movies. I didn't mind this one. It's showing us a Michael Myers that we didn't see, and it showed his storyline, and so it was nice. And then it was pretty cool to see Danielle Harris at the very end. She was in the second one, but it just wasn't a great movie. But to see them talk about Michael Myers and seeing what we didn't see in the original in his eyes was cool. It was a nice concept, and I think it was very cool to watch the original movie, the setting of the original movie at the very end of this movie happen in his eyes and his version of it and his casting of it, and so it was really nice to watch. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it was not the greatest movie, but it was still a nice little concept. Number 6, Halloween H2O. Before 2018's Halloween, this was like the big deal. Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back, and I remember growing up and being like, I can't wait to watch this movie. When I first watched this movie, it was out for many years, so I'm not that old, but it was nice. It was nice to see them battle. Clearly, getting the 2018 movie, now I look at H2O and be like, this is kind of crappy. There were some crappy moments, and it's kind of campy. My least favorite character was LL Cool J. Oh my god, I wanted him to die, but he just lived. He lived. But Jamie Lee Curtis was a badass in this movie. I loved those two scenes together. I'm super excited for Halloween Ends, and so this was the moment of those two fighting, and I was all for it, and it was nice to just watch those two reunite again. Again, this is all before we got 2018 version, so that's why it's so low on the list. Number 5, Halloween 5. There's not much to say. I mean, it was a good slasher movie. It was good, and it was nice to see, and I was all for it. So, I mean, it's lower, but again, it's just not perfect. But it's better than most of the movies I just mentioned, so we got that going for it. Number 4, Halloween Kills. A lot of people are very divisive about this movie. I personally really love this movie. It's a slasher movie. That's what Michael Myers should be, a slasher movie, and this is a slasher movie. I really enjoyed it. Kyle Richards blew me away. I didn't expect that from her, and I thought she was going to just die. Wow, what a great movie, and what a great slasher movie. And of course, we got the Michael Myers we've been wanting to see, so they were smart to give us that, and I'm excited for Halloween Ends. Was Halloween Kills perfect? No. No, definitely not. I think the worst thing I hated about the movie with Karen Destine was just awful. I know they were trying to pay homage to the sister, but it just was like, really? That's how we're going to kill her off? Like, it's just, no, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, I'm sorry, but it's been out for a long time now. And I just felt like Karen Destine, as big as a character she was, I think they really should have showed it, and they really should have done it. And it just was so campy that it took away from the ending. Because again, you want to end on a note that's going to be like, wow, like, and it was there, but it wasn't, because it was just so awkward. It was, and you hear Jamie's voiceover, and it just wasn't like, it wasn't the holy shit, we're gonna get this going in the next movie. It was like oh, okay, yeah, she died, so clearly we're gonna get a good one in the next movie. Like, it just, do it better. It just wasn't the best Destiny I could say. But I enjoyed Halloween Kills. Number 3, Halloween 4. When Jamie Lee Curtis didn't want to come back, I mean, we got Danielle Harris, and it was nice. I mean, it was interesting to see a little kid versus Michael Myers, but like, it wasn't my favorite, but it is still a classic that we all love. If you're a big fan of the series, Danielle Harris was really good in it. And I mean, hey, she may be upset now that she's not in these movies, but she can always be in clearly another one. And so I would love to see that. But Halloween 4, it was not bad. It was good to bring him back. Clearly, Halloween 3 did not work out for them. So Halloween 4 was a nice touch to bring him back and bring him back into the game of killing people. And again, Danielle Harris was the star of it, and she was a little kid, so that's amazing to say. Number 2, Halloween, the original 1978 movie. I know lots of you are probably commenting on this video right now, but please hear what I have to say about this. I love the original. All of us love the original. Without the original, of course, this whole franchise would not exist. But you can't deny, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, even though they just started and it was low budget and everything, she's not that great of an actress in this movie. And it's just, I love watching it. I watch it every year, and I plan to watch it every year. It's just, if I had to pick between my number 1 movie and this movie, I would have to go with my number 1, because this original movie was a good slasher, simple film, and I loved it. I love simplicity when it comes to slasher film, where there is a murder, he's after people, there are some victims, there are death scenes, you don't know what's going to happen, who's going to die, how they're going to die, and I love it. It's just a very simple thing. I don't need a lot of story, and this one covered that for me, and I loved it. And again, I will always love the original, but it just didn't hit me as hard as number 1, so I hope that you all can forgive me. If not, it doesn't matter. You don't know me, and you don't have to watch my video anymore after this if you don't want to, but that's my opinion of it. I hope you're sticking around for number 1, and I'll explain why it's number 1 in my opinion. Number 1, Halloween 2018. This movie, and why I picked it, and why I recommend it over the original, is I love the original. You have to watch the original in order to watch this one. It's just how it is. So even though I'm putting this as number 1 versus the original, still watch the original, because this movie sets it really well. They did a great job with this movie. The writing, Jamie Lee Curtis, and how good she is in it. The music from John Carpenter. Wow, I'll never forget watching it, and there was a scene where Allison, the granddaughter, is running through the forest away from Michael Myers, and the music he plays in it, and the way Jamie Lee Curtis's character holds her daughter close to her in their house, I got emotional. I got emotional in a slasher film. I got emotional for the kid that was there for the bus stop scene with his dad and was going to go hunting, and when he died. It's a great film. They did a great job with the death scenes. They did a great job bringing back Michael Myers. They did a great job destroying a lot of the crap sequels that we saw. A lot of those sequels, they're good, but this was just, they tied in so good, and it was classic. It was simple. It was nice. The only thing I will say about these new movies of the Halloween series is, and I'm happy that Halloween Ends got this right, was the marketing of it. We got to see in the first 2018 version when Vicky was going to get killed because she shut the closet door. On Halloween Kills, we got to pretty much see everyone's death scene, so there were really no surprises except for Karen's death, and so it's just like, that was it for it. But this 2018 movie, wow. I recommend that to anybody, and I just think that that's my number 1. And I'm sorry if I have offended a lot of you that love the original. I love the original, and I will defend the original. But compared to 2018, wow, what a difference. And I mean, there is no comparing them. There will never be. But it's still my number 1 pick. Now I know that Halloween Ends is coming out very, very soon. And I love that they've not shown anything for this movie. None of us know anything about it. I do think that there's a lot of hate happening before the movie comes out. Personally, I'm just excited to have a Michael Myers movie. I'm excited to see what happens with Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm just excited to watch this movie, and I hope a lot of you guys are too. I'm posting this video before Halloween Ends comes out, and maybe next year I'll make another ranking. I am sorry for those who I've offended for the original. I think going into Halloween Ends, we should just enjoy that this is a movie that we're going to have, and who knows when we'll have another one. So, enjoy the Michael Myers movies that we can get. is my opinion on it, and I'm excited to watch Halloween Ends, and I hope you are too. So that is my ranking for the Halloween movie franchise. I hope you agreed with some of my choices, and if you didn't agree with it, please comment down below and tell me. Again, I'm not the one making these movies, so it has nothing to do with me. If you did like the ranking I picked for these movies, I would highly suggest that you comment down below and tell me that you liked them, and tell me why you liked them or why you didn't like them. And if you liked my video, please like, subscribe. I hope to make more videos very soon in the future. So thank you for watching, and hope you tune in next time.